privacy. I'm actually in the little kitchen area of the hostel that I'm in now, which has been an interesting experience. Not the kitchen, just the kitchen. I mean, I can't complain because it's only like $8 or $9 or something. Wi-Fi's not great, and it you can only you're given a username and password specific to you, and you can only use it for one device at a time, and they don't give you clear instructions on how to remove a device from your user account. Luckily, I figured that out. You have to go through the router. So there's a URL. It's 1.1.1.1, and then it logs you out. Then you can log in on the other device. I found out that it logs you out automatically from both devices at a certain point, and I lost the password, so I had to go down to another one. The buffet at the hotel, first off, I thought that the early bird timing was to get there at 9. Turns out the early bird is at 6. And then I thought that it would be not included in my room, but I thought they would charge it to my card that the room was on. It's one thing, and I'm trying to do as much as possible here is pay for as much stuff on card, because right now I don't have that much cash on hand, so I'm trying to keep cash for stuff that you generally can't use cards at 7-Eleven or restaurants and stuff like that, so I'm trying to keep as much cash on hand as possible. So I went down to the restaurant, and then they're saying you have to pay, so first off it was a few dollars more than I thought it was going to be, and then I had to pay in cash, so it's not that big of a deal. It's only $5, but the buffet itself is actually really good. They had some fruit that I had never tried before. It was interesting. And then had some, there's some buttery noodles with chicken, some teriyaki chicken, some vegetables, and then there was really good fried rice with, there's just one of those little random, it's almost like a salsa, where it's a garlic, there's chunks of garlic, chunks of lime, chunks of red chili, and so I put some on the rice, and it was surprisingly spicy, but very good, so I actually went back for more, so hopefully I don't regret that today. I went back to the clinic. Originally, I was going to get a typhoid vaccine. I thought that I was pushing it by waiting this long to get it. I was going to get it when I was getting my shots in Vegas, but the woman who is my doctor there at the clinic, she was actually from the Philippines, and she was saying to not worry about typhoid. I was kind of second guessing her, but I was if anything, there's at the clinics here you can get a big discount on vaccines, you can get a typhoid vaccine for I think it's $10 to $20, I can't remember what it was. And then you also have to pay $3 or $4 doctor fee and hospital fee. And the hospital is much more modern than you would picture it. It's really clean. And the doctor, he spoke very good English, and so that was the first time I've had an actual full conversation here, really. And so I asked him for some clarification on that allergy note that the woman at the hotel had written me, and he said that she didn't write allergy, she just wrote I don't want beans or peas, so I'm glad that I asked him, so hopefully I can use that if I need to. Yeah, he was talking about how typhoid's really not an issue here. The one I should be concerned about is Japanese encephalitis, and so he gave me a vaccine for, or actually the clinic gave me a vaccine for that, and I told him that I was planning on going out to some more rural areas, and I'll be in Asia for a while, but so he said that's pretty much all I need, and then just, try to avoid mosquitoes as much as possible, and then he said there's probably going to be some stomach issues, but after a month or so in Southeast Asia, my gut will build up enough bacteria and stuff like that, so I can handle most anything. I should have started like that. I was trying to put more, I was worried there was going to be too much shadow on my face, so I was trying to brighten my face more. Now you can see me all sweaty. It is, so that's one thing with this hostel. The AC, so first off, during the day, or the afternoon, they turn it off. So when I first checked in, I wanted to kind of relax in my bed, and it was like a sauna. I was going to take a shower after that, and then I didn't really want to walk outside after just taking a shower, because then I was going to get even more sweaty. So I haven't had a shower since, I I left the other hotel, so I feel really gross. And then, so after I got the vaccine, I had to sit around for half an hour just so they could monitor any kind of reaction. I've been researching vaccines for here, and like whenever you look up like Bangkok vaccines, they say hepatitis A, which I already got the vaccine for, hepatitis B if you plan on like getting crazy like sexually, or I don't know if you're gonna get a tattoo here or something. But everyone is also saying typhoid. Even though there's a very remote chance you get it, you should get it. It's interesting how like the internet has convinced itself that that is the truth, but then 2 doctors from Southeast Asia have told me that that's not an issue. So, I mean, maybe the doctors are used to people having more of resistance to it because they're locals, but I'm going to tend to go with the doctors as opposed to Yahoo Answers. It's just interesting. Like, I know that's a cliche thing for the internet to just kind of be wrong. But yeah, it's just like that one specific topic. Like, whenever you look it up, it's always that you should get it. I was worried about malaria, and the doctor was saying that malaria is not that big of an issue here. And then he was saying dengue fever can be, but it's not big this season. I talked to him about that water that I was walking by yesterday, because I was worried that, because one of the, like dengue and I think malaria too, is transferred if you are bitten by a mosquito that had recently been like hanging around feces. And so I was kind of worried about that. That's why I was kind of rushing through that area. But he was saying that that smell was, it wasn't, he said it wasn't feces. I don't know if it was just like, it was just, I don't know if it's just because it was standing water or what, but so he told me not to worry about that too much. I was asking about like street food. Like one of the reasons I've been mostly just having like convenience store food is, again, I wasn't sure what vaccines I would need, and so like I'm still a little hesitant to just randomly get food off the street, which I mean it's not even a Thailand thing. Like in Austin, when I was originally moving there, I got all excited because they had food trucks, and then I think I'd been to like 3 food trucks, and pretty much none of them were good experiences. So actually, I feel like there's one that was good. I think I had like cake at one place that was good, but yeah, I just don't really like eating outside. For the reality of it, getting flies on my food and stuff like that. But now that I know I can safely eat it, other than he said to avoid like raw fish, obviously, and I knew this, but like I'm supposed to avoid like pre-cut fruit, which sucks because like when you're walking on a hot day and you just see like cubes of fresh mango, it just looks so appealing. There's mango everywhere, it's insane. Everywhere here, it's insane. So hopefully I can get a little more adventurous with food, although like I'm still kind of eating on a budget. But the nice thing about Thailand is you can kind of just snack throughout the day rather than having to really plan a big meal. So like you can just kind of be walking and you're like, oh, there's a chicken skewer, or yeah. Although there's one I saw, I can't remember, at the weekend market a few days ago, but like they were selling this like fried, it was like a fish that was like it was like as big as my head. I mean, it was like one of those like flat fish, but it was huge, and I had a big head. So I don't know how you would eat that quickly on the street. I'm glad I don't have to worry about dying anytime soon now. So from the clinic, I headed to the new hostel. I walked around the neighborhood for a little bit, and it was kind of a cool time because I guess it's kind of magic hour where the sun kind of shines horizontally through a lot of the buildings. Like I'd been around this area, but I'd never been down these particular streets. There was like a pretty big park with like a track around it. And there's a lot of big buildings. I don't think I got any footage. One of the like more like nightlife areas is around here. It's like Cowboy 2. I don't know if it's like the really seedy one or not. Actually, I don't think anyone really stopped me when I was, like, I actually, so I woke up at 3 o'clock, like, or 2:30, like I said, and then I went out for a walk. I was trying to find a cafe so I could record this from a better location rather than having this fan on, which, despite how loud the fan is, it's not keeping me cool at all. It's just kind of like, feels like someone just kind of going on me. There's an off road of that alley that, I guess it's a main road, but there's a couple, like, I don't know, there's massage parlors or what, and then people were trying to call me over there. But on that road, there's a lot of, or that alley, there's a lot of bars with pretty good prices, but I'm trying not to drink this during the week. Then there is a Ladyboy, I think it's a go-go bar. So tomorrow I'm going to be trying to stay a little closer to the river, not the standing water part, but so I haven't actually seen the river yet, so I think it's the main river. So hopefully I can get some footage of that. Just weird being totally, like I pictured being near, like there's a lot of little canals around here, or little rivers, but I pictured being along that river a lot more. So one thing that's, so when I edit these, I'm realizing how often I start sentences with so, or one thing, or what's interesting. So I'm trying to work on those, but once you're aware of it, it's hard to stop yourself. So I'll show you what the outlets look like. This one's actually kind of an unusual outlet, but so you don't need a converter. Wow. Maybe you do, but you just need possibly an adapter if your outlet doesn't fit. But like they usually have them kind of set up so multiple different kinds of plugs will fit in. But so long as you're using something like that has a brick like this, it's not going to fry. Although this thing's really hot, so whenever I charge my laptop, I have to stop after a brief amount of time. It's probably the hottest it's been in a long time. I'm a little worried about that. But I almost died. It's easier when I do these earlier on in the day, so I can still remember everything. But yeah, like I said today. It didn't rain, which was nice. The forecast keeps changing. I don't know when it is supposed to rain. I'm not going to say until it is raining because it's always wrong now. They're cleaning the kitchen, so I need to get out. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the day. It wasn't a very eventful day. Yeah, again, I don't have anything too big planned tomorrow. I always say that, and there's always something that comes up. But anyway.